The Fairy in the Treehouse. Once upon a time, in a cozy little neighborhood, there was a young girl named Emma who had a magnificent treehouse nestled high in the branches of a sturdy oak tree. Emma loved her treehouse. It was her secret hideaway where she could read, play, and dream. One sunny afternoon, as Emma climbed up the ladder to her treehouse, she noticed something sparkly fluttering in the corner. Curious, she approached and gasped in surprise. There, sitting on a wooden beam, was a tiny fairy with shimmering wings that sparkled like the stars. "Hello," the fairy chimed, her voice as sweet as a bell. "I'm Lila, the fairy of the oak tree. I've been living in this treehouse for a long time, but I've never met you before." Emma's eyes widened with wonder. "A real fairy? How magical," she exclaimed. "What do you do here?" Lila giggled, her wings fluttering with excitement. "I watch over the tree and help it grow strong. I also sprinkle a little magic to make the flowers bloom and the birds sing. But I need your help." "Help? What can I do?" Emma asked eagerly. Lila explained, "There's a special flower called the moon blossom that only blooms once a year under the full moon. This year, it's growing in the clearing nearby, but it needs a little extra magic to bloom. If we can find it and sprinkle it with fairy dust, it will shine brighter than ever." Emma's heart raced with excitement. "Let's go find it." As the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, Emma and Lila set off on their adventure. They climbed down from the treehouse and walked hand in hand through the forest, the sounds of chirping crickets and rustling leaves surrounding them. After a short walk, they arrived at the clearing. In the center stood a small patch of green, and in the middle was a bud that looked like it was just waiting to bloom. "That must be the moon blossom," Lila exclaimed. But as they approached, they noticed that the flower looked sad and wilted. "It needs our help," Emma said determinedly. Lila flew around the flower, gathering her magical fairy dust, while Emma gently watered it with a small bottle she had brought. "On the count of 3, we'll sprinkle the dust together," Lila said, her tiny voice filled with excitement. 1, 2, 3. They sprinkled the fairy dust onto the bud, and suddenly, a soft glow enveloped the flower. It began to open, petals unfurling like delicate silk, revealing a brilliant blue blossom that sparkled under the moonlight. "It's beautiful," Emma gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. The flower shimmered and glowed, illuminating the entire clearing. Lila danced in the air, her wings twinkling like stars. "Thank you, Emma. You've helped the moon blossom bloom brighter than ever. Now, it will spread its magic throughout the forest." As they stood together, watching the flower glow, Emma felt a warm sense of happiness in her heart. "I'm so glad I could help, Lila. This has been the best adventure." Lila smiled brightly. "You have a special magic in you, Emma. Always believe in it, and you can do wonderful things." As the night deepened, Emma and Lila made their way back to the treehouse. They climbed up the ladder, and Emma settled into her cozy nook, while Lila perched on the edge of the beam. "Will you come back and visit me?" Emma asked, her eyes sparkling with hope. "Of course. I'll always be near, watching over you and your treehouse," Lila replied, her wings fluttering softly. With a heart full of joy and dreams of more adventures, Emma closed her eyes. As she drifted off to sleep, she knew that magic was real, and she had a special friend in the fairy who lived in her treehouse. The end.